Morning traders, my mid-morning video. I am done for the day. I got done before 10:30 this morning, and I'm very happy with my results. Uh, Left about two-thirds on the table on top of that, but I hit my targets, and whenever you hit your targets, it's time to run. So that's exactly what I did. So basically, what I was seeing this morning on the ES futures in the overnight session after they had the deal, we came right up to the market maker move, expected move high for the week, and found responsive by selling into the morning session. And then as the market opened, we got a rally almost back up to that again. Uh, and I kind of expected that. And on the way up there, so I was keeping that on watch, thinking that was going to top us out for the day. That was my theory. And it's so far proving to be accurate on that theory. On the Qs, I thought it was a screaming short this morning. We not only went above, see, here is our market maker move, expect to move high. We're in a bear market right now, so bear market rules apply. And unlike on the way up in the market, on the way up, whenever we broke out above the upper end of the market maker move in an uptrend, a lot of times that would hold out. Okay, but it's a much more difficult scenario to hold above the market maker move for the week in a bear market. And, that's kind of my theory going into today. We came up, had a crash down before the market even opened, found some responsive buying into the open here. And on this way up, I saw we had these uh, prior highs up here. I was adding shorts. I added Apple in a large way, Apple puts, and added Amazon. Amazon had uh, their warehouse. Uh, Four people, four different warehouses have the coronavirus now. So I'm thinking that Amazon might actually have to shut down operations, and that is not at all factored into the price for Amazon going forward here. So basically, that's what's going on. We are just chopping around right here. I actually think we're going to be coming down here to 7,200 area before the day's out, but we are inside of value, and until we start breaking out of this value, this is where we're going to hang out. I just don't think we got much upside potential for today on top of that. So we'll see what happens as the market goes down. Like I said, I am done for the day. We just not having a lot of selling pressure. It seems like the markets are trying to build out value at this level for the moment. But we do have the unemployment data coming out tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Okay. My first trade of the day was Amazon. I was getting the puts. I thought that breaking news, was just going to take it crashing down. I actually started loading a little early, I guess. But it started breaking out above this value area, which I did not think it was going to do. And lo and behold, it hit my stop right here at the highs of the day. It hit my stop out on that, and once you know it, comes crashing down right after that. So yeah, I would have had a few $1,000s on this little trade here if I would have kept it. So I did take a smaller loss on this, but then my Apple really knocked it out of the park this morning on the Apple puts. I bought this just a little bit later this morning. Let me see what time that was. Okay, I bought Apple about 9:37 this morning. So if you go into 1 minute right here on Apple, 9:37. I caught Apple right here near the highs of the day, the session. It was above my market maker move for Apple. I on the weekends I draw these out for certain key stocks, and we were pushing outside the expected move for Apple as of this morning. So I actually started initiated in a large way Apple puts, a larger than normal Apple puts, and buddy, it come crashing down. I only got a fraction of the move. I'd hit my target, so and basically that's the way I trade. Once I hit targets, I just chuck them no matter what happens. So, I don't sit there and try to redefine my targets. I just take them and run. But that was an amazing sell off on Apple. And another reason, if you go on the 30 minute here for this, the Apple, we were up here. I I thought we were so close to this volume profile, the 250 area, that it was going to be a magnet dragging it back down. And here we were trading up there at the 258. So I thought that was a pretty good odds scenario for Apple this morning. going forward. I did have Nike straddle. I made some money on that. Didn't get rich on it or anything, but it's just holding out pretty much here where I sold it. So I made a couple $100 on the Nike straddle for the overnight session. So I was pretty happy about that, and I managed my SPY puts in the overnight. I managed to cash those out for about break even. I bought in here about 445. Yeah, 445 right here. So I managed to get these out break even. So that was pretty nice. I'm glad I didn't dump them there at the beginning of the session, but it was pretty nice to get out of that one okay. And then let's see, what else did I try today? 1 second here. Now on the losing side, which I lost a little bit of money, I was using the Know Your Limit 100 strategy for Facebook, and basically once it started breaking this right here, I actually checked it for a loss, and I lost a little bit of money on Facebook. It wasn't. I was going in smaller at that point in time, but that was about 955 that I did Facebook there, thinking that there was going to be quite a bit of overlapping value right here for the. I thought it'd be a I wasn't really. I didn't think it was going to really go way out away from me. If anything, it was going to go to the upside. I thought it was a higher odds probability for a bounce candidate back over the top of the VWAP. But we did have negative hit news about advertising uh, stuff hitting the tape today on Facebook. So, but yeah, that's what I was seeing with Facebook. If the markets do sell off this afternoon, I would think Facebook would be a leader to the downside, in my opinion. Okay, what I was looking at here in Apple, I took that initial puts in Apple. I thought down here was going to act as support for Apple and the relative strength for Apple and everything. It actually showed a little bit more relative weakness than I thought. But right down here on this candle, right here on the secondary candle, I was buying Apple, uh, thinking that if we don't put lower lows in, that I'd keep it. But as soon as we put those lower lows in, I checked it for a slight loss on Apple. But it turns out I was right, and I figured the 250 area was going to act as a magnet to the upside for Apple, especially going into the afternoon hours. And as we speak right now, we are trying to uh, uh, turn the trend for an upside move here in Apple, back testing our VWAP as we speak. So this is actually an initial short point for Apple, in my opinion, for further downside into the afternoon. So any of you guys watching this, this is actually a shorting opportunity for Apple. At this price point, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with Apple. It could just completely run away from me. Not getting a whole lot of alerts. Oh, the main reason I took Amazon this morning, it within 2 minutes I was getting alerts on Amazon. So they were loading up to Amazon. It's just wouldn't you know it, they took it against me just enough to mess me over and me panic out and have to sell my options. Okay, and my final trade of the day, that was Tesla at 1023. I started getting in. So right about here on this consolidation breakout down here, 1023. Here we go. Right here on the breakout, I started adding Tesla, and once I started taking off 1028, I actually doubled down on Tesla down here for a VWAP. I was actually just going for a VWAP test. Uh, Main reason I think this is a VWAP reversal or breakout pattern. Typically, I look for the VWAP back test for a reversion lower, but the volume profile was already telling me a lot of traders are interested in owning Tesla. It's not like you're coming up here and volumes dropping off. There's a lot of interest up in Tesla at these higher price points. So that told me a very good possibility that Tesla was going to break through the VWAP today. And of all the stocks that I am following, that this is going to be one of the top performers for the afternoon if the markets continue to catch a bid and rally. So, I would not be surprised to see Tesla breaking out to the highs of the session and closing near 575, 580 area today. So I'm calling it now, so you guys can call me crazy whenever we find out what's going on. But I'm thinking that they're be retesting the highs of the day on Tesla. It really looking like a very strong pattern going forward into the afternoon. And as we speak, it looks like it is starting to try to break out for a run back to the highs. So just keep that in mind going forward here. Like the video if you like it, and please leave any comments at the bottom. Hopefully this will help you guys out. Like always, I'm just gonna I'm all cashed out, and I'm gonna come back in tomorrow and see what kind of money I can make tomorrow. Thanks a lot.